Let's unpack this. We're diving into a pretty fascinating new development today. You've probably heard about it. The Trump family's latest venture, Trump Mobile, and this new smartphone, the T1 phone. So our mission, like always, is to pull out the key bits of info from the sources, give you that shortcut to really knowing what's what with this new player in the telecom world. The announcement itself, it just happened this past Monday, June 16th. Eric Trump, Donald Trump Jr., they were out front. They're framing it as transformational, a next-generation wireless provider. Big words, promising, top-tier connectivity, unbeatable value, and all-American service.
Yeah, and what's really fascinating here, I think, is the timing. It lines up exactly with the 10-year anniversary of Donald Trump's first presidential campaign announcement back in 2015 for the 16 run.
Yeah.
So, it feels very much connected to that ongoing strategy we've seen, kind of like with Truth Social, using the family name, leveraging that brand in different markets.
Right, building on the brand. Okay, so let's get into the actual service. Trump Mobile. Here's where it gets really interesting, I think. The sources make it clear they're operating as an MVNO, a mobile virtual network operator, which means basically they're not building their own cell towers. They're partnering with the big guys, AT&T, T-Mobile, Verizon, using their 5G network.
Mm-hmm. That's pretty standard for new entrants trying to avoid massive infrastructure costs. It lets them get to market much faster.
Makes sense. And their main plan, it's called the 47 plan, priced at $47.45 a month. That number, it's pretty clearly a nod, right, to Trump being the 45th president and now the 47th.
Oh, absolutely. The branding is very direct, very intentional there, no subtlety.
And for that price, the promise is unlimited talk, text, data, no long-term contracts, no credit checks needed, which is interesting too. But what really stands out are these bundled perks. You get 24/7 roadside assistance via Drive America and telehealth services from Doctegrity.
Yeah, bundling those kinds of services, especially roadside assistance, with a phone plan. It's not typical. It suggests they're, trying to create more of a lifestyle package, maybe?
Yeah.
Tapping into different needs or values for their target audience.
And they're really emphasizing the customer service angle, too. Eric Trump specifically mentioned customer service by Americans for Americans, so U.S.-based call centers.
Right. That plays directly into the American-made or America First theme that permeates the whole venture. It's a key part of the value proposition they're building.
Okay, let's shift gears to the hardware. The T1 phone itself. Pre-orders are open, $499 total price, but you put $100 down now, shipping, they say, August or September. And visually, well, the sources describe it as a sleek gold smartphone. Hard to miss. It's got the Make America Great Again slogan right on it and an etched American flag on the back.
So visually, it's making a very clear statement about who it's for. No mistaking the branding there.
Spec-wise, it sounds pretty capable, actually. Runs Android 15 at a big 6.8-inch AMOLED screen, 120 hertz refresh rate, which is nice for smooth scrolling. Packs 12 gigs of RAM, 256 gigs of storage, a 50-megapixel main camera, 5,000 mAh battery. Solid numbers.
They seem solid on paper, yes.
Yeah.
But one detail that hasn't been disclosed is the specific processor. It's just, kind of the engine of the phone. So it's a bit of a question mark still.
Yeah, good point. And the big selling point they're pushing is that it's proudly designed and built in the United States. Now, that claim, that's already sparking discussion, right? Given how complex global supply chains are for phones.
Exactly. That made in America or even built in America claim for electronics, especially smartphones, is, well, it's notoriously difficult to achieve fully. Most phones rely on components sourced globally. So how they define built versus assembled will be really important. It raises questions about transparency and, the practical realities versus the marketing pitch.
It's a powerful claim for their target audience, though.
Undeniably.
A brand it's going to cost about just under $50. I think it's $47.45 per month. And I would say that is pretty competitive with the space. These MVNOs tend to target these niche markets that are looking at customers that maybe don't want to or can't pay $100 or somewhere in that range. So I do think that there is a chance they will be targeting this niche that maybe other operators aren't necessarily looking at.
Kelsey, it's a competitive field, right, when you're looking at any carrier. When I was reading the news from Trump Mobile, they're including everything that you'd expect: unlimited text, data, voice, protection, overseas call. Just give us the basics of the plan. Yeah, exactly. So there are going to be some of these value-added services on top of your
mobile services that you would expect. There is going to be some sort of roadside assistance. There will be international calling thrown in. And there's also going to be the opportunity to purchase a mobile device that will also be branded with the Trump family logo. It will come in a gold variety, which I'm looking forward to seeing.
First, the business structure. It's important to note the Trump organization itself. Not directly involved in making or distributing this stuff, it's a separate company, T1 Mobile LLC, that's using the Trump name and trademark under a license agreement, a limited license agreement, the sources say.
Right. That distinction is key. It creates some distance, legally and operationally, between the political figure and the commercial product.
And the strategy seems clear. Leverage the strong brand loyalty among the conservative base. Offer products wrapped in patriotism, American-made values.
Absolutely. Capitalize on that existing affinity.
But the mobile market is incredibly crowded, isn't it?
Yeah.
Dominated by huge players and tons of other MVNOs.
It's fiercely competitive.
Yeah.
Analysts are quoted saying, while the name will generate buzz, getting significant market share beyond the core supporters. That's going to be tough. Yeah. Really tough.
And the sources also bring up the ethical side. Questions being raised about a former and current president launching new businesses while still deep in politics. Potential conflicts of interest. We should be clear, we're just reporting what the sources are discussing here, not taking a side.
Of course. It's just part of the landscape surrounding this launch that's being reported.
So summing up, Trump Mobile and the T1 phone, definitely a new and very distinct entry into the telecom space.
Yeah, and maybe a final thought for you, the listener, is to consider this trend. How political brands, political identities, are increasingly bleeding into consumer products. Watching how this venture specifically navigates that intersection of business, branding, and public perception, that's going to be fascinating to follow.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for joining us for this deep dive today.
We're here to introduce Trump Mobile. We've partnered with some of the greatest people in the industry to make sure that real Americans can get true value from their mobile carriers. A big part of what we've done right now in the world has been focused on technology for people who have been underserved, whether that's been in crypto or anything else. But one of the places where we felt there was lackluster performance was in the mobile industry. And with Trump Mobile, we're going to be introducing an entire package of products that people can come, they can get telemedicine on their phone for one flat monthly fee, roadside assistance in their cars, unlimited texting to 100 countries around the world. And we've partnered with some of the best to really bring something unique to the American people.
We're going to include, as Pat said earlier and Don had said earlier, telemedicine. So this way, if you have an issue or a problem, you use your Trump mobile phone. You make a call to a doctor that's available to you 24/7, 365. That doctor can write you a prescription. You can take that prescription to CVS, have that prescription filled out, supplied for you, all at no additional cost. This is all part of your Trump mobile program.
But we're also spending a lot of time in the technology field. Everybody knows what we've done in crypto. I think we've got the greatest projects in crypto, and more our company is evolving into various sectors. And but there is kind of a key to that, and that is America, right? I mean, the fact that all your customer service will be done in America. It's going to be done in St. Louis, Missouri. I hope I was allowed to give that out. And making phones in America. It's about time we bring products back to our great country, and it's about time we disrupt this space. And